Dance break.
What's up, you guys? It's Nikki. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am here to show you my oh god, I dropped them all. My favorite books of 2024. I only have I do have top 5. My top 5 favorite books from 2024. Imagine there's one right here. Oh, here, we'll just flip this one around. My favorite books from 2024. I actually read 26 books this year, which I'm very proud of. That's the most I've ever read in one year, but this was also like my favorite year for books. It was hard to pick 5. I've also read some stinkers this year too. Those were not hard to pass up, but I do have 3 honorable mentions, and truly the only reason these are honorable mentions is because I didn't want to double authors from my other top 5, and I loved this book, but I didn't want y'all to fucking eat me up for putting this in here. There are some things about this book I disagree with. All in all, though, I did give it a 5-star. It was still, these are my other 5 stars that didn't make the top 5, basically. And that is He Had Been With Me by Laura Nolan, Happy Place by Emily Henry, and Love Is on the Brain by Ali Hazelwood. But as far as my actual top 5 favorite, I can go in no order. I can give no number 1, okay? I don't have a number 1 because I feel like my opinions could change. For 1, I overthink it. 2, they were all 5 stars. They all have different qualities and like different, so this is just my top 5. I'm just gonna go in order of how I actually read them in the year. So the very first book I read in general in 2024 was Check and Mate by Ali Hazelwood. This is her only YA book, which is, I do love a good YA book, okay? I'm not gonna hate on a YA book because I'm 23, like it's still good content, good cute. It's also much shorter compared to most of Ali Hazelwood's books because it is, you know, shorter and sweeter. Basically what takes place in this book is our female main character Mallory was once upon a time a really good chess player, and she gets convinced to go back into this game, and she beats the new big head chess champion guy named Nolan, and she beats him in this competition. And so he's in this dead quest to go find her so that he can redo a game, and you know, things go down, feelings cute. It's a great YA book, and it was one of those books that just felt wholesome and sweet but also kept you interested the whole time. I really appreciated that. Now, I dare say this could be my favorite from the year because I just think it had the biggest impact on me, but that doesn't, I'm not making a favorite. Okay, it is Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren. Oh, this book really got me. It hit something different, okay, it just did. And I've heard terrible things about this book. I've heard amazing things about this book. I sit with this is a really solid story, okay? It has a lot of lessons in it. There was the way of wording things. Oh, there's something about like that unbeatable connection with someone. Like there is no way to top that connection because there's no way to form it like it was once formed. Basically, we follow Macy, our female main character in this book, through most of it, and when it starts, you know, she's engaged, she's hardworking, she has her life together. Is she happy? Her world comes absolutely crashing and crumbling down when she runs back into Elliot, who at one point was her best friend all growing up. They spent all their weekends together because her and her dad had a weekend house. He helped her grieve through the loss of her mother. They grew up together, they fell in love as they grew up, and they've not talked for like a decade or something like that, 12 years, something. There's been a big time span, but now it's flipping back and forth from now to like back then, and the parallels of them reconnecting and how it parallels with how they fell in love in the first place. And then the ending feels like somebody reaches out of the book and takes your heart and just pulls it out and just takes it for itself. I don't really cry at books. There's been a few to make me cry, and this one made me sad for days, actually. And while we're on that, I think that is why If He Had Been With Me stood out to me too as like a 5-star and as one of at least an honorable mention of my favorites for this year, because it made me cry, and books don't typically make me cry. Books maybe make me watery-eyed, but for a tear to drop and for me to feel emotionally damaged, that has done something in my brain. But that's 100% why Love in Other Words deserves a spot in the top 5 for this year because, oh, the way it was flipping from now and then was the same way it was flipping my heartstrings. On the complete other side of that though, one of the next books I read was Funny Story by Emily Henry, and I laughed! This book actually made me laugh out loud, which again doesn't actually happen that often that I'm physically laughing out loud at something. I might snort, I might chuckle, I might grin, but a full laugh. So this story follows our female main character Daphne as she has just been broken up with in an engagement. She's literally about to get married to her fiance, but he falls in love with his childhood best friend, which happens to be our male main character's Miles' ex-girlfriend. So he's looking for a roommate. She just got broken up with and has nowhere to go. They end up moving in together. Obviously it's weird at first, then they get to become friends, and they get to become something more, and it goes from there. It's really funny though, and there is like, it's more than a romance, you know. Oh, that's the main story, but like there's a lot of life lessons to be learned of it, but the humor of it's a funny story, you know, right in the title. I'm pretty sure this was the first Emily Henry book I read. I have since read several other of her books. The tone of her writing makes me giggle genuinely, and something about the element of being able to actually make me laugh, make me actually feel an emotion out loud is what makes me like these books. One of the next books I read this year was The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. Now this one is different for me because it has a little bit of like, I don't know, like I like the term like magical realism. I think it's technically like fantasy, whatever, but it's not a heavy part of the book. It's a normal romance, but our female main character Clementine has just lost her aunt. She moves into her apartment. Her aunt always told her there was like, this apartment was weird, never to fall in love with anyone in this apartment, blah blah blah. She wakes up, it is 7 years back in time. Dude walks in that's supposed to like come stay for the summer. She meets him. She leaves the apartment. It's back in her time. So she keeps having to, and she doesn't know when the apartment's gonna go back in time. It's a whole thing. It's good. Also, I love that the moral of the story, like to read into it, is not that love has to happen at the right time. It's that like, you know, love endures all type thing. It was really interesting though, and I definitely, I saw this recommended a bunch, and that's why I picked it up. I'm pretty sure Haley Pham recommended it, maybe not though. I think she maybe just recommended an Ashley Poston book, but not normally something I would read, but I deeply enjoyed it, which leads me to my next one also. Now I don't know what to do with my hands because I don't have a book. Which was The Love of My Afterlife by Christina Greenwood. This one, again, weird little element to it, the magical realism or whatever that makes it not 100% real life, but like 95%. And this one also goofy, funny. I giggled and I laughed, and I didn't think that was gonna happen. Again, another one I saw really recommended and was like, not my thing, and pushed it off for a while, but it was, Daphne must be a big name in romance books. I didn't realize that until now. But the main character in this book is literally like, she doesn't die, but like, yeah, and goes into the afterlife, and the girl there, I can't explain it without giving it away, but like, there's something that happens and she gets to go back to Earth, and like, she has a task that she has to meet. She has to meet this man, her soulmate, that she thinks, no one's told her he's her soulmate, she just believes it's her soulmate. That's a big hint. Don't read too into that though, I don't want to ruin the book. But whatever, she has so many days to complete it so she can stay. It's really, also she just wakes up and thinks it's a dream the whole time. It's really interesting. I liked the push of the plot because obviously she was pushing the whole time. There's just a lot of funny things that happen. I don't know how to explain this book without fully giving it away, because all of it is like turns you don't expect type thing, and it's also one of those, exactly like The 7-Year Slip, where that like element to it that makes it have that fantasy element is so micro, but it really just does affect the plot, and that's a new thing for me, and I enjoyed that this year. I liked these little books. They were very cute. They definitely got a 5-star from me, and it could have also just been dipping my toes in it is why it stuck out so much to me. but these definitely earned their spot on my top 5. Thank you guys for watching. Oh, I bent the book. Thank you guys for watching this video of my favorite books of 2024. Please let me know down in the comments what were some of your favorite books of 2024, because I like watching these videos and I like what people say because I like getting book recommendations from them. If you liked this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below what you want to see me next. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. I love you guys very much. Peace out.